Right now at News 8 at 10, Muscatine City Council members tonight vote to remove the mayor. Why the mayor says has been a constant struggle since day one.
I was very lucky because the house was down in like 10 minutes.
A Kewanee home leveled by a fiery explosion. How one man survived this blast as his home collapsed around him.
Live from WQAD, News 8 at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Denise Anitka.
And I'm Jim Mertens. Thanks for joining us. And our top story at 10, voted out of office. Only a year in office, and tonight Muscatine City Council moving forward with plans to remove their mayor. The struggle started months ago after the council stripped her of some of her powers, and now they want her gone. News 8's Jessica Dedita joins us live in Muscatine, where the city council members refused to even answer the question why. Jessica?
Yes, tonight's city council meeting here in Muscatine got heated, to say the least. All 7 council members voted to remove Diana Brode from city council and her mayoral seat, and some community members aren't happy. A round of applause showing support for Diana Broderson as she approaches what could be her last city council meeting as Muscatine mayor.
Is there a second?
City council members unanimously voted to remove Mayor Broderson.
To instruct the city attorney to draft and file written charges for the removal of the mayor.
And several people at Thursday's city council meeting weren't happy.
Your attempted removal of our democratically elected leader represents the will of your corporate sugar daddies.
Well, I guess we'll just say the Good Old Boys Club is alive in Muscatine and wait for the next thing to happen.
Mayor Broderson took office last January and says since that first day, it's been a power struggle.
Right after I was elected by the people, I was told that I was unaccepted by the city administrator. He came in here, sat in that very chair, and told me that he's the boss, not me.
She says the council has stripped her of appointing top officials and other key positions.
I came in with an agenda that they were not pleased with, which was to create more diversity on our boards and commissions.
Broderson says the difference in opinions eventually turned into the council moving forward to take her out of office. I asked council members to tell me what the mayor did to warrant their action.
Sorry, no comment.
There's going to be a lot more soon.
Well, a lot of people are just wondering why,
I know.
and no one knows why.
I understand, but
okay.
Yeah.
But Mayor Broderson says she's still moving forward.
I have huge support from the community. People have rallied around me and encouraged me to continue moving forward when at times it's such a daunting task.
And tonight's vote is the first process in removing the mayor. The vote will now head to a hearing. Reporting live in Muscatine, Jessica Dedita, WQAD News 8.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Also, that hearing date has not been set. The mayor was elected in November of 2015, took office January of last year. Her term is set to expire at the end of this year. Some areas seeing icy conditions today, and round 2 isn't too far off.
Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist James Zahara showing us who needs to watch out for what tonight.
That's right. Well, fortunately for tonight, everything is all quiet out there. That is some good news. We have broken clouds about, but all is dry. Temperatures right now still holding around the mid to upper teens, even some temperatures right around 20 degrees like we're seeing in the Quad Cities. And we do expect to see a few breaks in those clouds that will allow those temperatures to fall a little bit more. But here is what is going to be expected going the weekend. We got areas where not only we could be seeing ice accumulating as much as 3/4 of an inch, but there are even some areas just south of the Quad Cities in our viewing area where some of that ice will be accumulating as well. Not the entire weekend, just a small portion, and we're anticipating that going to the end of the weekend on Sunday for that to be taking place. We'll tell you what towns will be infected and show you how this is all going to be progressing as we go through the weekend, coming up in just a few minutes. Denise?
In Your Voice, Your Vote coverage tonight, Scott County Republicans chose their candidate to run for the 89th House District. Republicans picked LeClaire police officer Mike Gonzalez. He will run against Monica Kurth, the Democratic candidate. Both are running for the seat vacated by Representative Jim Lycum. Gonzalez says during his years on the force, he sees a need for better mental health care.
We've got, our men and women returning home. The VA isn't helping them, unfortunately, and who's holding them accountable? We've got to have a louder voice for this need.
Gonzalez also wants to tackle education funding, saying that the current funding formula needs to be changed. Tuition increases could be coming for students at Iowa's community colleges as part of the governor's budget cuts. Nearly $9 million would come from the state's community colleges. For Eastern Iowa community colleges, that would mean a loss of about $750,000. The impact would be spread out among schools in Clinton, Muscatine, and Scott County.
We'll be looking at programs, we'll be looking at services, we'll be looking at some of those things. And then, of course, next year, we'll probably be looking at a tuition increase. Whether we like it or not, that's a real possibility for us.
The governor has also proposed cutting more than $25 million from Iowa's Board of Regents, which oversees the state's 3 public universities.
A Kewanee man remains hospitalized right now after his home exploded yesterday afternoon with him still inside. It happened in the 800 block of May Street around 4:30. The 65-year-old man miraculously able to escape his burning home. News 8's John David shows why it's a real survival story.
By all accounts in Kewanee,
it really rocked the ground.
This home explosion should kill Eddie Bickers.
You know, the flames were high.
The 65-year-old man inside on his computer around 4 Wednesday afternoon.
He's very sweet. He's one of the nicest guys.
He gave the shirt off his back for somebody that he didn't even know.
Maybe kindness giving him strength to crawl out before his house collapses. Fortunate to get out with second-degree burns, putting him in the hospital. In Thursday's daylight, all of this damage is even harder to look at, but it's even more amazing that their friend and neighbor was able to escape. Charred debris is like a snapshot in time, the blast burying a bike and boat, planting a picture frame, yet leaving a row of cans in place.
Some of the debris from his house ended up across the way here.
The strange scene attracting plenty of drive-by onlookers. His cousin, Sherry Nimrick, lives next door, where damage spread.
We had some windows broken and such, so like I said, we're all okay, and Eddie's okay, that's all that matters.
While Eddie has insurance, dealing with this won't be easy.
It's difficult whenever it happens to anybody, you know, it's a terrible thing. The guy's without a house.
From day to day, you don't know what's going to happen, really. I mean, you never know in life. Something could happen really fast.
And just as fast, friends are coming to the rescue.
Man, I'm praying for him because going through this is hard. It's tough.
Yet, not tough enough for a survivor who beat the blast. In Kewanee, John David, WQAD, News 8.
Firefighters suspect a gas explosion from something inside the home caused that blast.
Today, a Rock Island man pled guilty in the 2012 shooting death of a teenager. Dentrell Brown pled guilty to second-degree murder in the death of Damian Howard. Back in January 2012, police say they found Howard with a gunshot wound inside a car that had crashed. Howard was 14 years old at the time. Brown was sentenced today to 15 years in prison. A man wanted by police causes a lockdown at the Clinton Walmart store today. Police were called to the Wild Rose Casino first for a disturbance. They were looking for a man they thought had a gun, and they ended up tracking him down, 35-year-old Jacob Daw at the Walmart store, hiding in a sales bin. Police say that Daw is wanted on several different warrants and could face new charges after today's arrest. Coming up here at 10 tonight, turning the tables.
Why the FBI is now under investigation for how it handled Hillary Clinton's email scandal.
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 10 with Jim Mertens and Dundee Sinitka.